You ever have one of those nights where a decision so small, so ordinary, ends up ripping your chest open? For me, it started with a single tap on my phone. Just, accept ride. That was it. But that click would drag me into something I'll never forget, something that still wakes me up in the middle of the night that I was 20, broke, and running on fumes. University by day, Uber by night. My plan was simple. One last ride, then home. 10 minutes away, nothing unusual. The account name read Clara. When I pulled up, though, it wasn't a Clara. It was a man, gray at the temples, mid-50s, button-up shirt like he was trying too hard. I asked, "You Clara?" He smiled and said, "That's my wife. She booked it for me." At first, that made sense. Then he leaned closer, almost bragging, "I'm meeting someone tonight, someone I've been talking to online." First time she finally said yes. Something inside me snagged on those words. His wife booked the ride, but he's meeting someone else. My gut screamed that this wasn't right. But I told myself, don't overthink. Just drive. Get it over with. 15 minutes later, I pulled up to a small, dimly lit house. And that's when the bottom dropped out. On the porch was a girl. A girl who couldn't have been more than 15. Barely old enough to drive, let alone stand there waiting for a man his age. My chest tightened that I didn't move. Didn't say a word. Just pretended to check my phone, like I was waiting for another ride. But my eyes stayed locked on them. The man walked up grinning, all confidence. She didn't smile back. She shifted her weight, arms wrapped tight around her chest. She looked like she wanted to vanish into the floorboards, and then, he placed his hand on her shoulder. Firm. Not gentle. He leaned down, whispered something, and started nudging her toward the door. Every nerve in my body screamed, "This is wrong. This is dangerous. This is my sister's AGE." My hands shook against the steering wheel. My throat felt like it was closing. I wanted to drive away, to escape this ugliness. But I couldn't. If I left, who would stop him? Finally, survival instinct kicked in. I pulled away from the curb, heart slamming so loud I swore it would burst. The second I turned the corner, I grabbed my phone with sweaty hands and dialed. 911, what's your emergency? The words tumbled out. There's a man, he's meeting with a girl, she's underage, I know she is. Please, you need to come fast. The operator tried to calm me down, but my voice kept breaking. I was terrified, not just for her, but for myself. What if he noticed me watching? What if he came after me? I parked 2 streets over, engine off, heart pounding in silence. Minutes felt like hours. When the police finally arrived, I circled back. My stomach dropped at the sight. The girl was outside again, crying. Tears streaked down her face, mascara running like ink. The man, this predator, was being shoved into the back of a police car, his mouth spitting curses, veins bulging in his neck. That girl, she looked so small. So breakable. And in her eyes, I saw my sister. I saw every kid who trusts the wrong stranger online. The officer told me quietly, this isn't his first time. His wife's involved too. We've been after them for months. And in that moment, the world tilted. His wife. The same woman who booked that ride, she wasn't clueless. She was complicit. When they drove away, sirens cutting the night, I just sat in my car. Hands trembling. Breath uneven. For the first time in my life, I realized how thin the line is between safety and disaster. That ride could have ended differently. If I'd ignored my gut, if I'd just gone home, maybe that girl wouldn't have died. It's been years, but the memory clings to me. Not because I was a hero, because I wasn't. I was just a scared kid with a steering wheel and a choice. And tonight, I'll ask you what I still ask myself, what would you have done? Would you have called, or would you have driven away?